Is Melbourne possibly losing the equivalent of two central business districts of private garden area every year? Hello, I'm Jacob Aaron Zamora. Living Melbourne is a new strategy that wants to increase the city's tree canopy cover 50% by 2050. But what's happening to the space where we need to grow trees? The few public parks we have cannot accommodate the amount of trees needed, and vegetation can conflict with human needs due to the fact that it's pretty hard to play football in the woods. Living Melbourne stresses that urban planners need to influence private gardens to achieve this goal, as almost half of the city's trees, shrubs, grass are within gardens. Yet vegetation cover has been decreasing every year in Melbourne. But it remains unknown to what extent has this been caused by changes in residential land. In my minor thesis, I wanted to know how much residential garden area have we lost over the past decade? What kind of development was happening to cause this? And whether there was anything influencing this change, such as land use zoning and proximity to things such as train stations and activity centres. What I did was collect and analyze data from satellite images in Banjul and Durban from 2010 and 2021 using software called QGIS and R. What I found was that these councils have possibly lost over 200 hectares of garden area, equivalent to the size of Albert Park. If this were representative of the whole of Melbourne, the city has possibly lost 2 CBDs of private gardens every year. Some of the key findings were close to 1 in 3 properties have undergone some form of development, and almost all of those have resulted in the loss of garden area. This was largely due to infilling, where a single detached dwelling was replaced by a bulky 2-story townhouse. The rest was for informal development, such as the construction of a garage or veranda. Meanwhile, there was no pattern or explanation to where and why garden space was lost. It just happened everywhere. Although interestingly, the area of garden loss recorded was only 0.1% different to other research findings on vegetation cover loss. Yet the advantage of this research was that I was able to collect evidence rather than speculate what was causing the loss. The impact of these findings are that policy and planning have not prevented the loss of nature in the city. We need to rethink how we are doing density to meet housing demand, as while it's important to protect nature outside the city, it's also important to protect nature within the city. If this trend continues, the failure to protect our urban forests by a lack of engagement between planners and private land will increase our risk to climate change and worsen livability in the future, as once land is built over, it can't be restored.